Good morning, Facebook Live, or afternoon, depending upon where you're at. Marcus here. It is Friday, June 21st, and we're in the office talking about a bunch of business things this morning, and want to talk about the first sign of a successful restaurant owner. And this is something that I've noticed over the years, and I've noticed it even more and more now. So Jamie and I were part of a mastermind group for 11 years. We were in this group with a lot of very successful, action-orientated restaurant owners from across the country and even in through Canada. And there was a common denominator that I kept noticing over the last decade of doing this, since 2008 or whenever Jamie and I joined, 2007. And now that Jamie and I have a coaching business, a restaurant coaching business, so Jamie and I coach other restaurant owners. We've written a couple books, the 50 mistakes that business owners make. You don't have the link handy, do you, Steve, where they can go get it for free? If you can drop that, Kat's going to drop a link where you can get this book for free. 50 mistakes that business owners make. It's really it's around the restaurant industry, but it'll work for any business. There's only about 3 or 4 or 5 steps in here that are specifically about menu items. So everything else is universal in here. So Jamie and I work with a lot of other restaurant owners. We do a lot of speeches. We're out on the road talking. We're on the phone with people, and I always drop a ton of information to restaurant owners. I try not to drop too much because it gets very confusing of where to start. A lot of restaurant owners want to or try to or don't know where to start. So they're like, oh my gosh, this is too overwhelming, or this or that. But here's what I've noticed about the ones that are really successful, or sign of being a successful restaurant owner. And these people are action takers. You tell them something and they do it. Now, granted, I don't have all the answers for something, so I'm not saying that everything I say is the right answer, but I have some experience in what I've done for myself, and a lot of the things I've done for myself. So this is the difference between Jamie and I. A lot of coaches and consultants out there are not in the industry anymore. They're a professional coach, they're a professional consultant, and they don't go into their restaurant every day. They don't have to worry about staff. They don't have to worry about food costs. They don't have to worry about the day-to-day operations of a restaurant. Jamie and I do worry about the everyday operations of a restaurant. So when I suggest something for a client, it's typically because Jamie and I have already done that in our own restaurant and it's worked, not because it's supposed to work theoretically. We just launched this great birthday bot program where we place ads for you on Facebook, and we target people with their birthdays coming up, and we send them into a little mini funnel, and we grab their information, and then we send them in for an offer for their birthday. And it's going gangbusters right now. Well, Jamie and I worked on this and our team here for about 2 to 3 months before we even launched it to anybody else, before we were comfortable even saying, here's a product that we have for sale. And now that we've perfected it, we're like, oh my gosh, everybody's just loving this product. So that's the realm of what Jamie and I do. We do it in our restaurant first, and then we take it out to our students, to our clients, to speeches, to the public, to a food show. I am speaking in California next month, or actually in August, towards the end of August. I think the 21st something. It's on my website, marcusguiliano.com. Then September, the following month, in Orlando, Florida. These are 2 big restaurant expos, restaurant industry expos. The biggest one on the West Coast and the biggest one in the southern part of the United States. I'll be speaking at both of those. And I'll be speaking on website design. And this is the one thing that I always tell people when I first talk to them, or we look over their website and I critique their websites. Now, again, why should you listen to me? Well, the website stuff is kind of simple because I actually follow Charlie Munger's 25 cognitive biases of buying. So Charlie Munger, he's Warren Buffett's partner in Berkshire Hathaway. He came up with 25 reasons why people buy based upon psychology. And so I've taken those and adapted those to the restaurant industry. So when I talk to restaurant owners, we look at their website. I'm like, okay, here's why people go to your website. Here's what tricks people into buying, or it makes people buy. And I'll drop like 8 ideas. And if I go back to that person's website a week later and some of those changes are there, I know that person's going to be a very successful restaurant owner because they're action takers. And there's been so many that I've spoke to about this that you look at their website 2 months later, 3 months later, and they just have not changed a single thing. And they told you, oh yeah, these are great ideas. They're just not action takers. And the same thing in my mastermind group. Now, in my mastermind group, we paid a lot of money to be part of this group, and we traveled the country 3 times a year and locked ourselves in a conference room. I think I'd figured this out over the course of a decade. We'd probably spent what, $150,000, Jamie, in the mastermind group, easily, maybe $200,000 in this mastermind group. And if you're not an action taker and paying that kind of money, then you're definitely going to lose at that game of operating a restaurant. I think everybody in that group, most chances of being successful are not nearly as much. So I think everyone in that group, and there were certain people that are really fast action takers. Like there would be a speaker at the on the stage talking about a book, and all of a sudden there's 2-3 people in the audience that are buying the book on Amazon right then and there. Because the author might be up there, because they're referencing a book, or this book is a great book for business or a great book for whatever. And there's several people in the audience that are actually sitting there buying the book online. Those are action takers, folks. Those doers, action takers. So when I talk to people and I do a follow-up with them a week later, I talk to them a week later, I talk to them how many ever days later, and they've taken even just 1 or 2 steps that I've suggested, I know that they're eager and they're going to be a successful restaurateur, because action takers are successful. And that's the first sign of a successful restaurant owner, business owner. First successful sign of anything, of an athlete, of anything, is action takers. So take actions and rock and roll. So Kat dropped the free book link there, restaurantmastercoach.biz/mastercoach11. You can go there. You can get the book, 50 Mistakes That Business Owners Make. The book is free. Pay a few bucks for shipping. I just shipped one yesterday to England. We do ship them around the globe. So just because if you're not in the United States, if you're watching this from abroad, we will send you a book. Just go on there. It's a few bucks for shipping. There's also other things. I have another book on there that's for sale, which was a follow-up book. Top reasons still nobody knows. Still, you have no customers and nobody knows your business exists. See, that's that person sitting there. You have a city skyline back there, like New York City, and you have a business owner out there sending smoke signals. Well, that's the way a lot of us are communicating these days. We're sending smoke signals into a digital age, and it's just not working. And this book is a very simple, easy read, and it's a lot of things that people haven't thought about, or things that they haven't taken action on to make sure your business is out there and visible. Really a great book. 12 things in here, 12 easy points that you can easily adapt to your business. For the few bucks the book is, it's a bargain, because it's really a way to get your business visible and stop sending the smoke signals. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We had several viewers here. I appreciate that. If you found this valuable, please share it. If you know a business owner or a restaurant owner, especially if you know a restaurant owner that is looking for the edge, the competitive edge, and they're looking for a coach or a program to get into, Jamie and I have a great package. We do that the birthday promotion on Facebook, and we do a coaching program. So it's a weekly phone call, and then then we do your Facebook ad. We manage it. We do a professionally built ad for you. We monitor the ad. We make sure it's performing. We pay for the ad spend. You don't pay for any of that. We pay for the ad spend. And it's one price a month. It's like $500, $497 a month. And we just launched this after we built the bot for ourselves, the birthday promotion for ourselves, and made sure it worked correctly. And it's an awesome, awesome, awesome tool. Everybody's loving it. You can go to marcusguiliano.com or 50mistakes.com and get more information about all that kind of stuff, or send me a direct message. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.